My Life as I Remember It, Chapter 3, Part 1, Linden Park, La Follette, Tennessee. I can't remember the date, but it was probably 1943 or 1944 when we moved away from Anthers with all of our belongings in a big open bed truck. The kitchen linoleum was rolled up and sticking straight up out of the bed of the truck. As we came under the underpass at Duff on Highway 25W, the linoleum rug only cleared the underpass by a few inches. World War II was in full swing, and Oak Ridge was in a building boom. They needed all kinds of skilled workers, and Dad was an expert miner, so they hired him. I don't know what kind of work he did, and he never said anything about it. We moved to La Follette so he could be close to his work. They had a saying then about the traffic going into Oak Ridge. If the traffic moved in La Follette, it's because the traffic light turned green in Oak Ridge. Just about everybody in La Follette was working over there. Betty had a cat named Nig. We all loved that cat, but for some reason, when we moved, we decided to leave her in Anthers. Betty grieved so much about leaving the cat in Anthers. Dad returned to Anthers and brought her to La Follette. I don't remember much about Nig after moving to Linden Park. When we moved to La Follette, we moved into one of the first subdivisions called Linden Park. All the houses were new, and we were among the first families to move into this community. The roads were under construction, and they were working feverishly to complete them because other families recently employed in Oak Ridge needed housing. We were one of the first families to purchase a house in the neighborhood. The house was located at the bottom of Circle Drive, and we lived within a stone's throw of the creek. Near the entrance to Linden Park, the Francis family had what we called a flower garden. I can't describe how beautiful this flower garden was and how beautiful the flowers were, but they were beautiful. They constructed a walkway trail through the property with all kinds of storybook characters. It included the honest-to-goodness wishing well, and I wondered how much money they collected from that well. I put many coins in that well and can always remember the bottom was covered in coins. It's all grown up in weeds and trees now. I was by there the other day, and you can see the remains of some of those displays. It was a fun place to go, and people came from all over to go through Francis Flower Garden. I think of this place often, but now it's gone, and probably gone and forgotten forever. Such a shame. An important part of our La Follette history has withered away. Linden Park was a thriving community with lots of kids, so we played constantly. This was before television, and we had all kinds of games we played. Kick the can, tag, and hide-and-go-seek. Sometimes we got into wrestling matches, and sometimes we got into fights. This was during the time when a fight didn't make lasting enemies. It was a boy thing, and you never worried about someone doing something harmful. We had a lot of fun playing all over the neighborhood. During this time in the 1940s, La Follette dumped all of their sewage into the creek. Some people probably died from catching diseases from this creek. I can't ever remember being sick other than my reoccurring tonsillitis. And I did have what they call boils. One got so big Dad took me to the hospital, and Dr. Price lanced it. I still have a scar on my leg from that thing. I had others, but this was the worst. Boils were common, and it must have been due to diet or dirty water. I really don't know.